Hello everyone and welcome to Olga's Primary Maths. In this video we're going to practice doing some arithmetic calculations with fractions. We are going to add, subtract, multiply and divide fractions. Come on, let's go have a look. I have already made some videos about how to add, subtract, multiply and divide fractions, and now we're going to apply all of this knowledge into practice. I'm very sorry, I can't find my selfie stick today, so I'm going to hold the camera with one hand and use the other hand to explain how to work things out. So let's start with this subtraction calculation. We have 2 and 3 nines, take away 1 and 9 eighteenths. Okay, so what shall we do first? The first thing we do, let's turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions. Right now they're mixed numbers because they've got a whole number and a fraction next to it. Let's turn them into improper fractions, into fractions with a numerator higher than the denominator. So do you remember how we do that? We take 9, times it by 2, and we're adding 3 onto it. 9 times 2 is 18. And add 3 on top of it, 21. Okay, the denominator stays the same, 21 nines. So 2 and 3 nines is the same as 21 nines. Let's turn this mixed number into improper fraction. 18 times 1 is 18, and add 9. What's that going to be? 27 eighteenths. Okay, can we take these fractions away now? No, we can't. Why is that? Because they have different denominators. We need to make sure that they have the same denominator. What's the lowest common multiple between 9 and 18? Oh, that's 18. So can we turn 9 into 18? Yes, we can. How do we do that? We times 9 by 2. Whatever we do to our denominator, we need to do the same to our numerator. Otherwise, if you forget to do that, your fraction is not going to be equivalent fraction. It's going to be something else. So quite often, children forget to do that. So please don't forget. If you're multiplying your 9 by 2, you need to multiply your 21 by 2 as well. Right, what we're going to get now? 21 times 2, 42 eighteenths, take away 27 eighteenths. Right, if you can't work it out in your head, you could just do it as a column subtraction on the side. 15. Okay, 42 take away 27 is 15 eighteenths. You can leave it as that. You can write 15 eighteenths, or you can simplify this fraction by dividing each number by the highest common factor, which is 3. Divide both numbers, the top and the bottom, by 3. What you're going to get? 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we simplified. 15 eighteenths is now 5 sixes. You can leave it as that though, it's fine if you have this as your answer, or you can simplify it. Now let's look at our second calculation, our addition. So we have 1 and 1/5, add 2 and 1/10. Okay, so we're adding two mixed numbers. When we're adding mixed numbers, we don't really need to turn them into improper fractions, because you can add numbers whichever way around. For subtraction, yes, you do need to turn them into improper fractions, but for addition, you don't have to. So it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. Let's do it both ways. Okay, let's not turn the mixed numbers into improper fractions first. So let's see what we're going to do. Well, first of all, look at our denominators. They're different. We need to make them into the same. So we need to turn our 5 into 10, yeah? By multiplying it by 2. Don't forget, whatever you do to your denominator, you need to do to your numerator. So this fraction now is 1, don't forget your whole, and 2/10. And this fraction stays the same, 2 and 1/10. So what we do, we are adding first our whole numbers. 1 add 2 is 3, yeah? And then we are adding our fractions. 2/10 and 1/10 is what? 3/10. That's your answer. So can you see? Easy. So when you have an addition, you don't have to turn your mixed numbers into improper fractions because you can work it out as it is. Let's look at our third calculation, which is multiplication. We have 2.5 times, I'm trying to focus it, times 6. Okay. So the different ways of doing it. You can turn your mixed number into improper fraction first if you want. Let's do that. So what's 2.5 as an improper fraction? 2 times 2 and add 1. 5 halves, 5 2s, yeah? And we're multiplying it by 6. Do you remember what we do when we're multiplying a fraction? Fraction times a whole number. All we do, we are timesing the top. We are timesing the whole number by the top of the fraction. And we're leaving our denominators the same. So 6 times 5 is 30. And the denominator stays the same. 30 halves. How many 2's in 30? 15, yeah? That's your answer. What you could have done also, you could have just multiplied 6 by 2. What's 6 times 2? 6 times 2 is 12. And then what is half of 6? This sometimes means of as well. So what's half of 6? Half of 6 is 3. So you need to put 3 there as well. So what's that going to be? 15. But do it whichever way is easier for you. If you want, just turn your mixed number into improper fraction. And then we know the rule. Fraction times the whole number. We are just timesing the top. Let's have a look at our fourth calculation. It's just a fraction multiplied by another fraction. We have 3/4 multiplied by 1/7. Easy peasy. Do you remember? Fraction times fraction. We're timesing our tops and we're timesing our bottom numbers. So we need to multiply our numerators and multiply our denominators. So 3 times 1 is 3. And 4 times 7 is 28. That's it. That's all you do. And finally, our fifth calculation, we are dividing a fraction by a whole number. 2/3 divide by 2. Remember the rule? Fraction divide by the whole number. All you need to do, you need to times the bottom. Fraction divide by the whole number is times the bottom. So what you do, you leave your numerator the same, and then you're multiplying your whole number by the bottom number of your fraction, by your denominator. So 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, you can simplify this fraction by dividing both numbers by 2, by halving them, and it's going to be 1/3. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy.